Okay, so tonight we're going to start a new unit about lines and angles. This is going to be an intro to our geometry unit that we're going to start talking about, different kinds of angles. We're going to start using a protractor to measure angles. It's going to be a whole lot of stuff, okay? But we're going to start with the basics. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a line down this side. Draw a line over here. We're basically making a box. Down that side. See, I'm just going almost to the bottom. Cross like that. Okay? And we need definition, picture, how to read it. Okay, so we're going to go like this. And then like this. You see how that first box is a little bit bigger? This side is a little bit bigger. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 7 spaces. So here we are. Here's my array. I've got 3 by 7. Okay, 21 boxes total. All right, so off to the side over here, we're going to write, we're going to write point, line segment, all right, ray, acute, obtuse, and right. And let's go ahead and make those lines go all the way to the edge like this. Okay, just like that. If you need to pause this for a second and get all situated, that is fine too. So in this column right here, we're going to be drawing the picture. So a point is the first one, and it just looks like this. It's just exactly what it says. It's a point, right? And the way that you read that is you say that that is point A. So over here, I'm going to write point A. All right, so let's talk about what exactly is a point. A point is just an exact location in space, and it's kind of hard to comprehend that because, space is so big, but it just means that that's that exact location of that point in the entire world, in the entire universe. That point is right there, okay? So we're going to define that as being an exact location in space. An exact location in space. Okay? And then, so I said that was point A. Let's put a little A right here so we know that that is, in fact, point A. All right? So that is a point. Point's an exact location in space. A line is a straight path of points. So let's define it first. A straight path of points that continues without end in both directions. So a straight path of points that continues, kind of small, continues without, so we can abbreviate without as saying W/O, without end in both directions. I know it's kind of hard to read. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can read that. So a straight path of points that continues without end in both directions. Okay? So here's what a line looks like. So we don't exactly draw like dot, 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 dot. We don't draw it like that. We draw it as being a line, right? So it looks like this. A line. But really, there's an infinite number of points represented on this line, right? All these points. So usually you're going to see a little point right here, and a little point right here. Those arrows, arrowheads on both sides means that it continues without end in both directions. It goes on forever. That's a fancy way of saying it goes on forever. So these are going to be called things. So this point is called B, this point is called C. So this would be line BC or CB, doesn't really matter. Okay. We can also represent it as saying like this, BC with a little line with two arrows on top of it. All right, line segment is next. A line segment is part of a line between two endpoints. So this does not go on forever. Okay, so this is part of a line between two endpoints. Endpoints. Okay. So that looks just like this. It looks exactly like a line, but without the arrowheads. So it's just going to be like this, 2 points on either end. So in this case, it's DE. And this would be line segment DE. Line segment DE, or we can say DE with just a line over it, no arrows. Okay, I'm going to have to speed it up a little bit because I don't want to keep you guys forever. So a ray is part of a line that has one endpoint on one side, continues without end in the other direction. So I've got to find a way to fit that on here. So part of a line, right? Part of a line that goes on forever in one direction, like the bands. Okay, in one direction. So it looks like this. It looks, again, it looks like a combination of the two that we just did. So on one side there's a point like this, and then we have a line, and then we have an arrowhead on the other side that tells me that it goes on forever in this direction. In one direction, right? So this would be called ray FG, because we're going to call this F and G. So we would call this ray FG. Or if we wanted to just have a symbol, we would just say FG with a ray on top of it that goes in forever in one direction. Man, I'm going to think of the band every single time I say that. Okay, so let's look down here. Angles. Angles are how big or small this little part is right here. This distance, so how many degrees it is, okay? So an acute angle is going to be less than a right angle. So it's going to be an angle less than 90 degrees, okay? Angle less, in all caps, than 90 degrees, okay? And we'll talk more about degrees and stuff tomorrow, but it looks like this. If I had this right here, bam, bam, bam. So basically an angle is two rays together that share a common endpoint, okay? So let's say that this was A, B, C. Then this would be angle ABC, or it would be angle ABC, okay? And that'll extend for the other ones too. We don't need to draw. This would be the same for all of them, like the name of it, but they're going to look different. An obtuse angle is going to be an angle more than 90 degrees. Angle more than 90 degrees. Okay, and it'll look something like this. Again, two rays that come together that share a common endpoint. Two rays, right, go on forever in one direction. There's a point on the other part. And let's say that this is, again, ABC. Angle A, B, C. All right, so that's an obtuse angle. And then finally we have a right angle, which is an angle that forms a square corner. Angle forms a square corner. Okay, so it looks like this. Like this, arrow, arrow, endpoint, and then it'll have a little box right there. That tells you it's a 90-degree angle, okay? So again, A, B, C, and then there's actually one more. I messed up. We need one more box at the bottom. I knew there was a reason I left some extra space there at the bottom. And it is a straight angle. A straight angle is an angle that forms a line. And it is 180 degrees, okay? 180 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees, all right? So, again, two rays that share a common endpoint, it's going to go one like this. And do you see how it just formed a straight line? That's it, ABC, angle ABC. All right, guys, we'll talk more about all these fun geometrical things tomorrow. Have a good